Thank you, Ratu, for the introduction. To begin our session, it is my honor to introduce our first speaker, Professor Dr. Chel Lamadrid. Professor Dr. Chel Lamadrid is the current director of the University Research and Innovation Center of St. Louis University, Baguio City, Philippines, with more than 20 years of experience in research and developmental undertakings aside from teaching. She has paper publications and specializes in teaching strategic management, entrepreneurship, Asian and international management, organizational development, and general management to both graduate and undergraduate students. She has engaged in international cooperation and and capacity building programs like Beehive, building entrepreneurial ecosystems to enhance higher education, value added for better graduate employability, and Friends, furthering international relations, capacities, and intercultural engagement to nurture campus diversity and to support internationalization at home. She has had several international cooperation projects and is working on an ongoing project with the Department of Agricultural Economics, Faculty of Bioscience Engineering, Ghent University in Belgium on food sustainability. Before we start the presentation, we would like to remind all the attendees that if you have questions for the speaker, please feel free to post them on the Zoom chat to be addressed at the last section of the presentation. And Dr. Richel, the time and screen is yours.
Okay. Um, Good afternoon, our partners from Universitas Indonesia, especially colleagues and students. I am tasked to present on the topic Insights on Innovation Framework. Incidentally, I just arrived from China. I attended Times Higher Education's Cities and Universities Advancing Sustainable Innovation last November 7 and 8. So it was quite a handful to take in terms of all the mandates, achievements, and uh, plans forward for cities and universities to maintain cities and communities. And after which we I will also be bringing in insights from that particular conference. So before I delve further into my assigned topic, just a quick look at SLU. Although we have witnessed a number of videos that were uh, streamed, but this is the campus that we have. We actually have 5 campuses, so a number of programs that we offer. We also offer basic education, but for the university, we have the teaching education and liberal arts, accountancy, management, computing, and information studies, the School of Engineering and Architecture, the School of Law. We have School of Medicine, and also the School of Advanced Studies that has a number of masteral programs and doctoral programs. So SLU has been quite active in international accreditations, having fared quite well in terms of our rankings along the QS World University, the Impact rankings, as well as the WURI ranking. Okay, so with that, I may now proceed with my presentation on innovation insights. So this is my presentation dashboard. I'll start off with what is innovation, the creativity and idea, trends and opportunities, and the 5 stages of innovation process. So first of which, of course, is innovation. So the question goes, what is innovation? It is a quite a hot topic. And it has been a hot topic for so long. Innovation, innovation, innovation everywhere. And we are always agitated to ensure that we embrace innovation because people are saying and environment is already putting so much pressure on us that if you will not innovate, you will not sustain your competitive advantage. Now, may I throw the concern to our audience, please, to type in the chat box what comes to mind whenever you think of innovation? One word to describe, or any noun for that matter, that which will pop out into your mind as you think of innovation. No? Just a quick survey from our audience in the chat box. Kindly type in your inputs: novelty, something new; creativity. I'm reading all your inputs. And please go. Technology, interesting inputs; change, that's a wonderful idea in terms of the change. Anything else? More inputs, just one word that will signify innovation to you. What strikes you when you think of innovation? Huh? But that's it so far. Okay, in the element of time, let me proceed to the proposals on what innovation is, or the ideas that are actually connected to the concept of innovation. So on the next slide, sorry. So on the next slide, you may find a number of concepts that are synonyms of innovation. So it is referred to as entirely novel, new, create, positive impact, that's a very essential word; origination, novelty, invention, technology-based, conception, concoction, device, design, contrivance, product, gadget, fantasy, brainchild, contraption, gizmo, vision, device, and imagining, and a lot more. No? So that's what we mean by innovation. And so now, however, aside from all the words that we have seen so far, innovation is actually a broad concept. No? It's specifically referring to doing something different that creates value, or something different, meaning out with the old and in with the new. So besides, innovation comes from the etymology of the word novus, which means new. So in a way, when we talk about innovation, it has to be different, and it's not just different, it must create value. Now, there are two ways which we can create value. It could be an economic impact, or it could also be in terms of the social impact. Now, on the picture, you may find a product that is actually distributed in Africa, in particular in Somalia, way back in 2007, 2017, somewhere around that time, where it was a product by a pediatrician that would like uh, to arrest the malnutrition in Africa. And that product is so-called Nutella for the for the poor. And it is a plumpy nut that is a combination of sugar, milk, etc., that is actually will stuff you once you take it in. It really will provide much needed nutrition once a malnourished child perhaps would take it in, and even adults. So it is very revolutionary. So as I mentioned, innovation is a broad concept. It's doing something different that creates value. And the emphasis there is that it has to start with a creative mindset. You need to have a creative mindset in order to kick off innovation. Now, let's talk about creativity. No? So, what is this creative mindset? So, basically, innovation has to start with an idea, no? And that idea has to um, apply creativity. So, creativity is something new and valuable. So, its end, it has to be new and at the same time valuable. And that creativity refers to an idea. So, let's proceed to what idea is all about, or where can you generate idea. So where can your idea come from, basically? So where does the idea come from? There are many sources in which your idea can come from. It could be through a series of uh, soul searching. You just think about it. You are observing by yourself. In any ways, ideas can come from anywhere. So it could also be while discussing with your friends, huddling with your teams, with your colleagues, or just an informal talk, and then suddenly it pops out, and there is that eureka moment and say, wow, that's a nice idea for a business. Or it could be like you are a voracious reader, or it has come into your attention as you were Googling or checking on some news information, etc. And or it could be through process of serendipity while traveling, while walking along the road, while going into a mall. So ideas can come everywhere, anywhere. But for this idea to transform into an innovation, it really needs a personal owner. It's a personal creativity. There ought to be an ownership by from the person himself or herself that develops this kind of idea to innovation. And personal creativity is very important. But for you to develop that personal creativity, it also requires certain level of competencies. And what are these competencies to develop creativity? Now, think of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is known to be perhaps the most creative person ever, because he has thought of so many products even before we thought of it. No, how well we know? How would he know that iPad, iPod, iMac would soon to be all these eyes would soon to be revolutionary and transformative in our lives? But when he thought about it, he was actually just simply connecting the dots in his brain. He was just simply connecting the dots without having that with that kind of creative idea mulling around in his brain on what would be the possibilities in the future. So with that kind of trait, synthesis as a competency is very important for a creative person. Putting all these desperate uh, objects all together to form kinda one product altogether. So you, for example, if you think of a bag, no, so you would have buttons there. You have different colors. When you put it together, it can be rearranged into so many different kinds of bags. When you attach and detach all these things together, or you could have this so many stuffs on your table, or when a cook, for instance, a chef would develop a creative menu, then he just looks into whatever is available, the raw materials that are available on hand, and he puts them together, and voila, you create a new menu or a new recipe for that matter. So it can be proactive, it can also be uh, something that is already there, and then you tweak it and you develop it into something new because you put it all together. Aside from synthesis, one important competency of a creative person is analysis. Now, analysis is very critical for a student, university student like you. Now, analysis is really helping you evaluate whether a product is going to sell, whether it's going to be valuable, durable. But then again, in the analysis part, it's very critical that you also give importance to the value of the product. It cannot be that it's practical. It cannot be that it is just functional or it's aesthetically uh, beautiful, but it has to have value. It needs to have that positive impact. And when you talk about social entrepreneurship products, that is the main goal of social entrepreneurship products. And the third competency is communication. Now, an innovator or would be entrepreneur for that matter needs to possess a very good communication because it does not end, no, the development of a product doesn't end there. It needs to be known by other people. Perhaps if the goal in mind is commercialization, then communication is the key because you need to pitch your product to would be buyers and especially the investors so that there is investability and scalability. These are critical competencies for one who has that personal creativity. Now, this is just an additional information for us to ponder on. We have to reflect that creativity is less of aha. No, although I have been mouthing the words aha or a eureka moment or voila, something all those words that which would lead you to say, oh, so is that how easy it is to manufacture a certain product and to think of a certain idea. Not at all. We know that it's gonna be a laborious process. It would involve iteration, reiteration, pivot, so many times of uh, starting off from scratch and developing and moving backwards and reinventing, refurbishing, etc. So it's less of but actually more of a hard work. Now, however, let's just put some brakes on our moving forward in order for us to just have a kinda assessment, no, on how we can really embrace creativity. But we have to be very open to the realization that there are a number of creativity obstacles, and there's more than meets the eye. However, I will just relate three that are important. The first one is all talk, no action. So sometimes when we embrace the world of innovation and entrepreneurship and creativity that goes with it, we simply have so many visions and ambitions and talks and brainstorming ideas, but we don't put it in action. It remains to be in the cupboard, or it remains to be in the cloud or in our brain. So that's no good at all, because something that is not concrete is also not counted. So next is the fear of change. I love with one of you who has written that innovation is about change. Indeed, it is. When you talk about innovation, it really talks everything about change, because you are forced really to embrace change. Not change is the only thing that is permanent in innovation. So it's always looking at the current product. Once it is released today, then soon you will already be thinking on when it would be obsolete. So it's a continuous process of really moving forward, revolutionizing, transforming till you get uh, towards a perfect product. And even from a perfect product, you move forward and you diversify on the possibility that more can be gained out of it. No, applying synthesis, communication, and analysis. So the fear of change uh, has to be treated as an existing element that has to be addressed. And the third one is creativity is undervalued. Sometimes when you talk about some academic disciplines that are very basic, they're very conceptual, they're very technical. So sometimes the world of creativity is given a second thought, because some creative people at times are seen as stupid or even crazy. But you would be amazed on how they are so critical to uh, developing new technology and sustaining innovation. So now let me just ask you, uh, ponder on this particular question. Do you have an idea for a product or service that you could develop and sell? Or are you even, uh, or have you even created a product or a service that you have already developed and even commercialized and earning out from it? There are so many stories to tell of students who have become entrepreneurs while they were students, because they are able to transform their minimum viable product to a commercialized phase. We talk about Grab, that started off with a Harvard student from Malaysia. And with that, he evolved it to be in a sharing economy. So that's kind of a product. Now, let's stop, look, and listen, and try to have a quick thought process on what could be this possible product that you may want to, and how will you name it, or how will you name it. So if you're into travel, what kind of product would be saleable for travelers, and your passion is into it, so it will not be quite an effort for you to develop that kind of product. Or once you have identified and named your product, how will you describe that idea? So what would be ideas that can describe that product of yours? No, recently I'd been to Vietnam as well, and I love the pho. And I'm thinking that it should also be just like a round the corner shops in the Philippines. Because in the Philippines, it seems that our entrepreneurship programs, special focus for so many universities are into restaurant business, food business, etc. It's selling like hotcakes. And so, with that idea, besides the population is growing to beyond 7 billion and counting, so people would always be looking in search of food. And when your business into food, you will never go wrong because after eating, people would still go looking for the next batch of eating because you never get enough. You go hungry all the time. So, food business is never a losing business. If you won't be able to eat it, then or if you won't be able to sell it, then your family can eat it. So it's a win-win situation for a food business, not to identify as an idea. Now, I just like to bring this home, right? When we talk about creativity, this is a wisdom that is from Rick Miller. And he said, reading a book about creativity is about as useful as reading a book about swimming. You have to get in the water and move your arms around. Also, let's walk the talk. It cannot be that you just simply imagine it or you just talk about it. You really have to exercise it, to implement it, to demonstrate it, to exhibit it. So that's only how creativity can be concretized. Now, I hope we have time to do this. No, it would have been nice if this is a classroom F2F exercise, but I leave you to ponder on this. No, I'd like to call one person in the audience if time permits, perhaps later. Uh, to do this activity with me. So it's a warm up activity on ideation. It's a design thinking activity. So when you talk about design thinking, you have to start off with empathizing with the customer. What does the customer want? And then from there, you define no that kind of need or want by the customer. Then you ideate on the basis of what is what does the customer want. Then you come up with a prototype and you test it. Now, going through this process of an exercise on design thinking, as you can see on the slide, innovate it. How to play? How do we play this activity? So as you notice, there is an image of a cup, no? A white cup on the slide. No? And the exercise states that you have to consider that product and think like an innovator to make it better or innovate it. No? So how do we you make it better? It says to improve the product by thinking about what you can take away, what you can add, what you can combine, or you can disrupt it. You understand the purpose of the object and come up with a completely different way to achieve the same purpose. So what would come to your mind when you plan to make this better or disrupt it in terms of that cup? No? Do you put a name on it so that you personalize it? Do you put some like a should it be unbreakable? Should it be sustainably warm so that because like Chinese people, they never drink cold drink. They always want it in a warm temperature, not even hot, just a warm temperature. But all those possibilities are endless. Just from a plain simple white cup. Now the thing is, you'd probably say, nah, there's nothing more that I can add to it. There's nothing more that I can disrupt about it. No, and you think of one person. Here's this one person who has gone to a party, and sometimes she's pissed off because whenever she drinks wine, she could hardly find her glass because it has moved from one table. She has moved from one table to another, and so when she moves from one clique, one group of friends to another, then she would always miss out where did she put her glass. And that gave her the idea to put a name tag on it, a kind of clip that which it would save people from losing their wine glasses. So that could also be in that way. So if it would be too expensive to engrave it, or if you go to a certain afternoon siesta and you are handing out different cups to your attendees, then sometimes you may not have that personalized it cup. So that kind of thingy can improve this cup. No, so that's idea, that's creativity, that's ideation. That's how you think of a design for just a simple cup that you see here. So I'd like to generate so many ideas coming from you. You may chat in the chat box. Perhaps our host can give a prize, no, a prize of a chocolate bar to anyone who can come up with the best idea, no, to make it better or disrupt it.